Got my hands on the machine gun. From my youngin', he said, fire, give me 2 something. Cause I'm tryna grab an ounce of loud and blow something. And I got 2 more pistols, they don't want none. Fair exchange, you know the rest, nigga. I spit better than the best, I ain't stressed, nigga. I send the order out, 10-4. I be in Miami before the feds hit the dough. Animal music, tase them and tame them. You got me all fucked up, ain't no changing them. Shoot first, bury the pussy later. Hustle second and stun on them niggas, player. Coke sell so I can slide up in the Benz coupe. Folks smiling in my face knowing they wanna shoot.
Indy 5 is from North Philly and has been active in the hip-hop scene since around about the 90s. His new album is The Great Flood, and I think it has the best production value around at this time. Right now, I think it's going to take a lot to beat it. And that's because Bear One is a producer. So, firstly, it's great to meet you. I've been waiting for this day.
Good to meet you too.
And how did you and Bear One and PD Crack all first meet?
Well, I knew Crack since I was a child. We grew up in that same neighborhood.
Where did you grow up?
Oh, Marshall Street.
Oh, really?
In North Philadelphia, yeah.
Yeah.
In between 60B More and Montgomery Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty close to here. This is the area.
Right.
Yeah, so we grew up in North Philadelphia.
And we were in North Philly.
Yeah, we're in North Philly, yeah. So
yeah.
It's walking distance from there.
When did you both realise that you could sing? I mean, when did you start working together?
Well,
amateurs, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Kids.
Well, my cousin Freeway started first. He was the one really into it, and he was staying in West Philly at the time. And he migrated to North Philly because he ended up going to high school with me and Pete. Free was already rapping. Crack was rapping too, but he didn't take it that seriously. And then eventually took it seriously. I went away to Job Corps and came back and ended up rapping too. And I ended up rapping because Freeway rapped and Crack rapped, and we was all together. We was family, we was friends. And that's pretty much when I think I started. I really want to go in.
And who were you listening to? Who was it that you were? You must have been copying somebody at the time, or did you start off at the beginning with your own style right there?
No, it's all mimic. Like it's probably like the Big Daddy Kanes, the Cool G raps, like them greats in that area right there.
Uh-huh.
So it was mainly like the Big Daddy Kanes, the Biggie Smalls, Cool G raps, definitely. BDP. It was a lot. 90s rappers was the best rappers, so to me.
Yeah.
So I definitely mimicked all of them if I could, and gave them my own swag, of course.
Yeah. Now, when you work with a lot of different artists as a group, as working together,
right? And
then you go out and you're the big man. You're the one that they come out to see, come out to listen to. Yeah. Do you find that's easier? Because when you're working, even if it's friends of yours that you're working with from the day you were born, you're working with them. At some point, when all of you get a reputation, there's some ego that's got to be going around, and somebody says, do it my way because I'm the one they're listening to. There's always ego in music. There's ego in everything. Is it easier being out on your own, or do you like that kind of energy you get working with your friends? Tough one.
Yeah, it's easier to work as a group. No, it's easier with a group making music wise because everybody can contribute to the song. It makes the song way much easier to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like me being solo, it's time. It's time regardless. Like you can't stay in the nest forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely time, and I think it is. It's easier with a group, but it's better as a solo artist.
Right.
You get to show more of your talent and yourself instead of everybody else. Like the shadow one of it. Because my shadow was heavy. I was under Freeway and PD Crack, so like it can't get no heavier than that, I think. You know what I'm saying? Lyrically, and it's just all around. So it's easier being a group, but way better being a solo artist.
When you're working with somebody, I just randomly picked a name, but let's pick the best name that I know. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you're working with somebody, let's say like Bear One, and I'm going back to the ego thing because I know he doesn't have any ego.
No, he cool.
He's never had an ego.
He let me have the ego.
But does somebody like him, you got to be careful because I think he might hear what we're going to say. Does somebody like him share any advice with you when you're working together, like things that will give you what I would call a fast track to help you cut through all the cracks?
It's my brother. Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
He the one. He the go-to man.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, he can definitely keep me on the right track. Yeah, since I know him.
I have a feeling, I don't know, maybe this is ignorant, but I have a feeling, I've known lots of different music genres, spoken to lots of people, but I have a feeling that when you're with your brothers in hip hop, that's a very, very close circle of people and you all work together.
Yeah, yeah.
It's you against the world, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's almost closer than family.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And that's what music's about. It's one big family. Now, I know you've got this fabulous new album out. But before that, you did mixtapes. I have to ask you a question because I know there's people that aren't into hip hop or they don't know as much as they should. Could you just tell me what is the difference between? I mean, I know the answer because I know the answer to everything. I'm brilliant, but I'm asking. So I'm not asking this for myself. I'm asking it for those people out there.
Cool.
What's the difference between a mixtape and an album? Is it just that one of them gets put out commercially and the other one is just used in clubs and stuff like that?
Mixtape is promotion. You can use anybody beat on that. It's promotion. The album, an actual album, is original tracks that you probably have to purchase yourself and pay for them, and you can put it out and you can get paid for it. You can't get paid for mixtapes. You can, but you can't. It don't really count for nothing. Like you get original album is all original tracks. So if let's say if you got every song copyrighted and then one of the songs ended up being something, you can take off. You probably end up being what you want to be. Because it only take one record these days. One good record. But mixtapes is just for, it's pretty much for promotion.
Yeah.
These days, you can do tours off them though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of groups is doing tours off of mixtapes these days. Even though mixtapes is almost like albums because they use a lot of original material, like a lot of original beats. So. All the way around, I guess it's all the same these days. I don't know. I'm just trying to get in the mix.
So look, I wanted to talk to you about The Great Flood, which is your new album.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've got to ask you some personal questions because I always, I've been listening to music a long time in my life. I've listened to it a lot, and I haven't read the lyrics, know, and I normally like to read lyrics to see if the questions I ask make sense. But this came across to me almost as a concept.
Right.
Is it a concept?
It's a concept album.
It is a concept
yes,
album.
It is concept.
So what's the thread that's going through it? What's the main theme that's going through your music, either on this or in general?
Washing away the old and coming with the new. It's a great flood. Get rid of everything. Get rid of everything and just come with the new. Just flood everything. Wipe everybody out and just come with the new. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is new. This is what it is right now.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia, so it's the flood. That's what I consider it. You know what I'm saying? Wipe out.
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, just wipe it out, start fresh. You know what I'm saying? So.
What's important to you in rap and maybe other artists? Is it the style, the rhythm, the music, or is it the words, or is it both?
It's all of it. Just get your point across, and hopefully they understand you.
But I mean, I know that there's some music that people will say, "Oh, this is a great track for the club."
Right.
For the club. Now, when you're in a club, you're not listening to the words. You're just listening to the way it sounds.
Yeah, the chorus. And
but you want to get the meaning out as well, because this is you are an urban poet. That's what your real job is.
True.
And you're just putting it to music. Like in my day, we had guys like Dylan who did that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So you really, if I was a hip hop artist, I would be really happy that my music is going into a club so people can get to really enjoy it. But on the other hand, I want people to sit there and listen to it and listen to what I've got to say because I'm out there leading the community.
You gotta have some type of substance to it. You want somebody to understand something. Like, I'm not just writing to be writing. You know what I'm saying? I do got something behind it. You know what I'm saying? So.
What makes you write? What gives you the inspiration to put down a whole track?
Just everyday stuff. Just everything we deal with every day. Everything I see other people deal with every day. You know what I'm saying?
Do you write it down? Do you keep it in your head?
I write it down. I don't think it's in the water here. I think it's just in New York. I think it's in the water here. Yeah, I write it down.
So listen, Run It and Anarchy are fantastic tracks. So you're releasing them. You've released them both as singles. Who decides what cuts go out as singles? Now I know There's a lady by the name of, and I don't know if she's involved, but there's a lady by the name of Nina Adams. She's the CEO and founder of 5-Star Events. She represents you. Does she have any say? Because she seems to be like a driven lady. Like if she says something, you've got to do it.
We ain't gonna go there today. No, everything goes through her. Everything goes through her. They gotta go through her. We're gonna leave it at that.
But they are good tracks, though.
Oh, thank you.
They are the best.
Thanks.
Not saying the others aren't that good, but they're the best.
Still working.
Now I know that there's a term flipping within the culture, which in hip hop sort of takes something that was a traditional piece of music and you integrate it into something that's now. That's you. That's your own thoughts, your own music. I was listening to Exhibit 5, and I didn't quite recognise the classical piece of music that was on the back, and to me it's a love song harmony from back in the day, which works really well with your contemporary gritty urban message. What was that piece of music?
That's actually a freestyle. That was to another person's beat.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how we were started. When me and Bear One started the mixtape, before everything else, we were just gonna use other people's tracks.
Yeah.
I flipped it because you don't make the money that way. So I said what I do is I just do a street album and get all original music to put out instead of just doing what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? And just actually just do a real album in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I flipped it from that, and it was a freestyle track by what's the guy name, bro? Who did it? Jay Electronica. That was Jay Electronica's track. Yeah.
So that in itself was very different, very unique. That's sort of you putting your mark on it.
Right.
Totally different.
Right.
Now let's talk about Anarchy. Now I was doing some work and I was listening to the album and I put Anarchy on, and for whatever reason, when I hear something I like, I keep playing it.
Right.
I've done that since I was a kid, so I put Anarchy on and I kept playing it, And for some reason, to me, again, this is a personal thing, which you may say to me, no, that's crap, you don't know what you're talking about. You can say that, by the way. When I was listening to this, and, if I'm completely crazy, you can tell me I'm crazy. But it sounds to me almost like trance music. There's something about it, there's something about the beat of it, just the style of it, that I know that's not what you intended. I'm probably the only guy on the planet who's going to say this to you, but could you see anything in it if you played it back to back that would give you that impression? Because I like that kind of thing, but it was giving me that kind of style. Maybe not. I was going to ask you that question because I knew the answer was no, but I had to ask that question because I've got some weird ears sometimes.
Right.
Okay, well.
But I want people to hear it differently. If you can hear it differently, it's fine. That's great.
Yeah, well, you know what? That makes me think of another question because you don't really care what people get from it as long as they get something
from
that they're listening
to. I'm taking something from.
Yeah, and ultimately, as we said a few minutes ago, they've got to get the message because your message is what is the most important thing out there.
Right.
So I asked you this before, so I'm not going to do that. So here's a question from an aging North London white guy.
All right.
Who's lived in Philly a long time.
Cool.
Do hip hop artists represent the voice of African Americans who are still suffering because of the colour of their skin?
Dang. I don't know.
You never thought of that?
That was a good one.
See, I see it so differently because I grew up in a different country and we didn't have the problems that this country had, which sucked. But I always think of it. I think of each of you as being the representative. I think of each of you as being the representative of all those people before you who suffered. Right. And you never thought of that. Think about it now when you write a song. You're the spokesman of the new generation.
That's crazy. But I think, I speak for, all urban community. Latinos, blacks, just everybody that come up, where I come up from. So it's even whites. If you think about it, in the hood too, so, you know what I'm saying? So I think I speak for everybody. Whoever want to listen. I speak for those who just want to listen at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
So if you got, again, a white ex-Londoner listening to your music, you don't get pissed off?
No, of course not. I want more y'all to listen to it.
Okay.
Send a memo. Back home.
Tell us if there's anything else that I've missed that you'd like to get out to all the people out there who are going to buy the album and who are going to love listening to it. What do you want to say to them?
Green Flag coming soon. That's it. There ain't nothing else to say. Green Flag coming soon.
Well, listen, I hope everyone goes out and buys it. I wish you enormous success because I know. I know you've got the success right now, but you've got to get
working on it.
You're working on it.
It's a lot of work.
And you've got a good team behind you.
Yeah,
You've got some good family.
Definitely.
So, thank you very much.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
That's the English shake,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah,
Let's do your shake. The American shake.
I guess.
It's great. Thank you.
Yes.